I'm Samantha Brennan, and I'm Dean of the College of Arts at the University of Guelph. I was a student who couldn't quite find, at first, my footing. So I started out in the foundation year program at King's College, and I wanted to do everything, and I wasn't sure exactly what subject I wanted to study. And I wanted to be a journalist at first, and then switched to, just saw my way through political science. Then I took a year off and actually worked as a journalist and came back and studied philosophy. So it was philosophy that grabbed me in the end. It might have been political science somewhere else, but political science at Dalhousie didn't have political theory. It was mostly a department that did strategic studies, international relations, and I kept writing papers that they kept saying, those are actually philosophy papers, and maybe you should go take a class in the philosophy department. And so I found my way to philosophy, and so I have a really long BA and a fast PhD, and a long BA because I tried lots of different things. And I know students now don't feel like they have the luxury of doing that, but it's something that I really appreciated having. I sometimes show my transcript to undergraduates because I dropped courses, I failed courses, I had this random A+ in this subject, I would leave that subject. So you can sort of see that it wasn't all easy right from the beginning, and it wasn't all what I wanted to be doing right from the beginning. It took a while to find my place. Philosophy I loved because it does kind of accommodate the moving from subject to subject. So I loved philosophy because of my interest in social justice. I was interested in feminism. I was interested in questions of distributive justice and what's fair. And philosophy was a good place to sort of approach those questions. But I was interested in lots of different things, and I saw that philosophers got to do lots of different things. And that's been true of my career. So I've taught philosophy and fashion, I've taught death, I've taught sports ethics. You can be a little bit someone who likes to move around intellectually, and since there's this common ground in argument and analysis, you can go and look at lots of different things. Well, I got interested, so I've written a book on feminism and fitness, but I got interested in it partly through an interest in sports ethics, but also partly through an interest in my own project of regaining midlife fitness and wondering then what does fitness mean? What does it mean to be fit? And putting a feminist lens on thinking about fitness. So much of fitness is about an aesthetic ideal. It's this ideal that women are supposed to conform to, and if you don't look like that, then either you don't belong in physical activity or you've clearly got a lot of work to do. And it's all about that. And so with my co-author Tracy Isaacs, we had lots of conversations about what are some alternative ways about thinking about fitness. How do we think about kind of just the joy of physical movement, becoming strong, getting faster, being able to do functional things like pick up the cat litter at Costco, or carry those patio stones around my yard. So I'm really interested in kind of fitness as part of everyday life, but also fitness as part of the good life. Fitness as part of this thing you can have in your life that's valuable. But lots of women think about fitness in terms of, if you think about fitness in terms of weight loss, lots of women are driven towards endless, boring, repetitive cardio exercise. So when you go to the gym, even the gym here at Guelph, it's striking how many young women are, the gender ratio of the weight room versus the gender ratio of the treadmills. It's about 8 to men to women in the weight room and women to men on the treadmills, and that's pretty consistent. And there's this idea that women aren't supposed to be strong. Women are supposed to be thin and not take up very much space, and not be particularly physically capable. I think that's changing, but it's still there. This idea that you can be muscular, but only a certain kind, lean and muscular. You can be muscular, but only a certain kind of muscular is okay. And you look at the women in the Olympics, say, who are doing strength competitions. Those are not tiny women. Those are not, those are a lot lean women that you'd see in advertising. So women have been turned off, I think, strength training, and it really matters for us. It matters for us for health reasons, for reasons of just women lead long lives, but often the end of life, women have a period of time of not being, of not being in great health, of being frail, of being afraid of falling. And strength training really helps not just pick up the bag of cat litter at Costco and not just carry patio stones around your yard, but helps you through middle age and later in life. It's super important. The students are really happy here. Is one thing my son is considering moving here, and we're talking a lot about Guelph and the campus, and the students seem to be really enjoying themselves. They are learning a lot. They're serious about their studies, but they also seem to enjoy their time here. The students seem to be they taking classes across the university. They have a sense of the university as a whole. I'm getting some of that from talking to the students. Most of my time is in the College of Arts, but I go out and talk to students, and they're taking one class over here and one class over there. They seem very happy and very involved on campus. I always give students the advice of try different things, and if you're an art student and you have an interest in the sciences, to feel free to pursue both those things. Likewise, if you're a science student and you want to take a theater class or you want to take a music class, that you should feel free to do those things. I think people who look to science and math and computer disciplines for job security are sort of missing out. Partly they're missing out because I think in the years to come we're going to see a lot of changes in the workplace. Everybody knows this. And so if your job is sitting beside a computer telling it what to do, you are going to be out of a job very soon. Computers are getting smarter and smarter, and all of the jobs that require working with computers are going to change. And I think we think about artificial intelligence and trucking, or we think about artificial intelligence and shopping and retail and grocery stores, but we don't think about artificial intelligence in terms of the vast numbers of people who now work sitting beside computers, who may be out of a job. So I think first of all, that's going to hit home. Why the humanities? What computers can't do. Computers can't tell us how to lead a good life. Computers can't tell us what stories have made us who we are today. Computers can't help us with questions of value. Computers can't write plays. All of these things matter. And even the questions about the big serious questions, like the big serious questions about the environment or the future of humanity on Earth, those questions need why answers. Why should we care about those things? Why does it matter? And so we need people to, not just the technical answer, but the why answer, and also to be motivated. That is, you can know how to fix things, but why fix them? Why not just have a huge environmental resource consuming party right now, like we're doing? And we invite all of our friends and family who are here on Earth at the moment. We're having a great resource consuming party, and we're leaving nothing for future generations. So why does that matter? Again, that's a question for the humanities. That's not just a question for the people who can fix the problems. It's a why fix it? Why should we care? So I think the humanities are really important in understanding all of the problems we face today. And people with an understanding of the humanities who can know our stories, who can write, who can reason, are going to be, those skills are going to be in high demand, and they're also really important.
Great.